Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, man, before we get into the meat and potatoes, just let me give y'all a quick update of the trap house. Listen, 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 listen. The work is off the stove. The hats coming ASAP. They coming ASAP. Shout out to the team at the Print Champs. Definitely made it happen for us, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be stepping how we supposed to be stepping, repping Hurt season, and I am excited, man, for everybody to get their hat. I'm excited for me to get my hat, throw it on. I got a nice little lay I'm gonna put together with it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, if I get it this weekend, I can put the lay on this weekend, man. But you know what I mean? That way, man. I'm just really excited. So, without further ado, let's get into these meat and potatoes. Yes, 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 yes. Breaking news, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been shipped from the New York Jets to the Carolina Panthers. I think the compensation is as follows. This year is 6th-round pick. Oh, and then next year you get a 4th-round pick and a 2nd-round pick. That's not bad next year. I'm not even going to lie. That's not bad at all. I think it was something that had to happen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sam Darnold. He get a chance to, rewrite his story. I love the underdog, man. It's two guys, man, that I hope do well. Hope Sam Darnold do well. And, of course, I hope Carson Wentz do well. But these are two fine young men that get a chance to rewrite their story and prove a lot of haters wrong. It's a shame that our guy got to prove haters wrong, too. But it's Hurt season, and we're going to see that's another story for another day. You know what I'm saying? So, I like the move, man. I like the move, but the move does do one thing. The move definitely throws a monkey wrench in the draft from I think about from 4 to 15. Almost anything can happen now. From 4 to 15, especially if you're picking after the Panthers. Because if you're picking after the Panthers now, you got to understand that the Carolina Panthers, you know what I'm saying, could be looking to just beef up any position now. They got a quarterback. They got a running back. I can see a guy like Micah Parsons going out there and filling that Luke Kuechly role. I can see one of these stud cornerbacks going out there now to fill in that hole for James Bradbury. I can see a lot of stuff happening in Carolina, and I also can see Carolina sliding back to get more picks. That 8th pick just came that much more attractive to a lot of teams who looking to move up and make some noise in this draft. Could the Philadelphia Eagles be looking to trade back to the number 8 spot or trade up to that number 8 spot, however you want to say it? Could the Philadelphia Eagles be a strong suitor to go from 8 to 12? That's not that hard to do. It's not that hard to do to going from 8 to 12. I think that almost anything can happen from about 20 to 12. All those teams are in contention. I'm sorry, these guys got the 8th spot. You know what I'm saying? Almost anything can happen from, I'm going to say, 15 to 8. Teams picking from 15 to 8 could possibly be looking to trade up into that spot. So, yeah, it get real spooky right now. It definitely get real spooky. A lot of stuff changed. Unfortunately, we pick after this onslaught, so does the rest of the division. But this just got crazy because what if one of these dudes take Patrick Surtain or something like that now? You know what I'm saying? What if the Panthers go ahead and do something like that? Now you look at the Cowboys who really eyeing the cornerback. They're going to take next best cornerback available. And now you could be looking at a cornerback. And J.C. Horn could be number 2 on a lot of boards. Could be number 1 on a lot of boards. Now you're looking at a situation to where you can't get Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn. I think it's just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So if the opportunity presents itself and it's not too costly, I would be all for the Philadelphia Eagles trading to get that number 8 spot from the Carolina Panthers. I'll be all for it. Moving along, man, the Atlanta Falcons are rumored to actually trade from, they're not rumored, they've been talking about possibilities of trading from that 4th spot, you know what I'm saying, moving back into the draft somewhere. Now, listen, I understand that, all 3 of the top quarterbacks are projected to be gone by the time the Atlanta Falcons are on the board. I totally understand that. And, that makes sense. This just kind of feeds my point a couple weeks ago that a lot of teams might not value the tight end position the way the rest of the world is doing right now when it comes to Kyle Pitts. A lot of people think that Kyle Pitts should be picked from 1 to 6. Well, I'm here to tell you there's a lot of old school football teams that's picking from 1 to 6, and they not going that hard for a tight end, I don't think. I don't think that they believe that this tight end is going to change the game or impact the game more than a stud wide receiver at the NFL level. I just don't believe that. Unless this guy giving you Travis Kelce vibes, then it's just null and void. And then you really don't even know how good Travis Kelce is without the cheetah. without Patty Mahomes, without all these other things that's happening great around Travis Kelce helping him to shine. So I've never heard of a team saying they just a tight end away from a Super Bowl. That's false. That's false. The Atlanta Falcons need cornerbacks. The Atlanta Falcons need a quarterback of the future, in my opinion, that can sit behind Matt Ryan. So don't be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons don't trade from 4. You see 4 quarterbacks picked 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't be surprised, man, because it absolutely could happen, man. But you know what I'm saying? If they're planning on trading back and they do trade back with somebody, you could put us out of contention because it's going to cost you an arm and a leg like frostbite to go from 12 to 4. It's going to cost you something, man, to go from 12 to 4. So just don't even worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? The Philadelphia Eagles ain't nowhere near, you know what I'm saying, ready to go from 12 to 4. It was another team in these reports besides the Atlanta Falcons that was thinking about trading back as well. That had a high spot. I think they might have had like 7 or something like that. And you know, teams are thinking about it. It just feeds the narrative of how strong this draft is. It does. The only thing that's being overrated in this draft are the quarterbacks. Let's be for real, man. The only thing in this draft that's being overrated are the quarterbacks. We talked about is Zach Wilson coming from BYU and only having one impressive season. Was very mediocre the first 2 seasons. We talked about the other kid who got massacred in the bowl game. You know what I'm saying? We talk about these things, man. We talk about these guys playing in conferences that aren't the SEC. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people told me the SEC was the strongest conference in football. But that's a story for another day, man. I think that's the only position in this draft that's being overrated. And I feel like that, you know, a lot of people are not talking about Mac Jones, which is frightening to me because he very well may be the best quarterback in this draft. But they're not giving him the shine for some reason. It's funny how that worked, though, right? How certain dudes get the shine and certain don't. I don't get it, but it is what it is. In other news, the Philadelphia Eagles continue to be annoyingly linked to Deshaun Watson. Now, the reports are, you know, and I quote, the reports are something on the lines like the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think it was another team, the Dolphins are strong suitors for Deshaun Watson. Due to the legal troubles, the Texans are now listening to requests. It's funny how the Miami Dolphins were in on Watson, but Tua is so much better, you know what I'm saying, than Jalen Hurts. Tua was a first-round pick, you know what I'm saying, but it is Deshaun Watson, so I get it. But it's just funny that the two teams would throw away what they could potentially have in a young prospect for an already semi-proven top 5 guy. You know what I'm saying? Semi-proven. He got one playoff win under his belt, but it is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is a premier quarterback in the NFL. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a Pro Bowl level quarterback. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles, if they have the chance, if he's available, should absolutely go ahead and pull the trigger. I mean, it is Deshaun Watson. Now, let me be real about the legal situation that's surrounding Deshaun Watson. I think they're going to fry him. You know what I'm saying? It's way too many suits. It's like Canal Street. You get a suit. You get a suit. You get a suit. Lawsuits all over the place. I just don't think that he's going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, weather all of this, and the team is going to be able to sign him and have faith in him. It'll be a PR nightmare to sign the guy, just from a PR standpoint. It'll be a public relations nightmare to sign a guy with that many accusations of sexual assault towards women, with this many women coming forward. In 2021, teams stay away from stuff like that, and I think everybody falls in line with it. They're just waiting to see if he could prove his innocence, then they're going to pull the trigger. Listen, he ain't going to be able to prove that innocence for a while. That's the only reason why the Texans are trying to, you know, get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? So they can find a clause into all that money they paid them, and that be the end of that. But yeah, I don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it happening. Now, let me ask y'all a quick question about the Sam Darnold compensation versus the Carson Wentz compensation. Do you think that, you know, Sam Darnold and Carson Wentz's compensation being a little similar? Now, honestly, listen, man, I'm going to keep it real, man. I think, listen, for Carson Wentz, I would rather have, well, no, we got a 3rd round pick this year. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we kind of scored, and we got a 2nd round pick that could turn into a 1st. So it could potentially be a 3rd and a 2nd. You know what I'm saying? And or a 3rd and the 1st. But these guys took a 6th this year, a 4th and a 2nd guaranteed next year. You know what I'm saying? And I think another 4th and then like another year after that. Do you think that compensation is better? Do you think we should have took something like that? But I think the Eagles' compensation was better after reviewing it, but it shouldn't have been similar at all. Nobody got a first round pick for nobody. Nobody got a second round pick in the same year for nobody. I think that that this is telling of how an organization and the media surrounding an organization can help aid the downfall of a promising prospect. If these guys go ahead and show off, the teams that basically paid nothing for them up front, you know what I'm saying, are going to be really relieved. But then again, a third and a second round pick is something in today's NFL. You can make something happen with that. So I think the Colts tried to be as fair as they could be. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, though.